we'll have a big fun on the bayou. Dee-dee-da, Fontaine, the place is buzzing. Kin folks come see Vaughn by the dozen. Dressed in style, go wild, oh my oh. Son of a gun, we'll have a big fun on the bayou.
Oh, hey, vinyl community, and welcome YouTubers from everywhere. That was Little Miss Dynamite, Brenda Lee. She was 9 years old. I was 13 years old. I saw her live on an outdoor stage, not that stage, at a county fair in Kansas. Going to show you a little documentary here that somebody did. I think it's about 5 minutes long. I thought it was just worth showing the whole thing. It's a quick recap of Brenda Lee's life. I thought it was quite interesting, quite good, and then please watch that. It's good to learn a little bit about Miss Dynamite, and then I'm going to show you some records, and we're going to listen to some more music. I'm sorry, that video link has been blocked, and so I had to take it out. I will just give a really short recap here. I will put the link down below so those of you who are that interested can watch the video. She started when she was 3 years old. When she was 10 years old, she got a recording contract with Decca, which went on for many years. Her father died when she was 7. When she was 10 and got that recording contract, she was the sole support for the family, her mother and her siblings. The big song, her #1 worldwide hit, I'm Sorry, she was only 16 years old. We'll have a little clip of that coming up here. When she was 13, she got on the Grand Ole Opry for the first time, and she was on there with Elvis. And you'll see a picture in that documentary of the little Brenda Lee and Elvis, and some other special things in the video. This was a time and a place and an era that does not exist in America anymore. 1963, she married a gentleman. They're still married. Looky, even the kitty cat is interested. So I hope you'll watch the video down below and on with the rest of the video as I did it originally. Thank you.
I'm sorry, so sorry that I was such a fool. I didn't know love could be so cruel. Oh, yes.
June of 1960, I bought the record I'm Sorry. Here's my original copy. You can see this record had some play on one of those 45 RPM changers where you would stack your 45s up. The B-side, That's All You Gotta Do.
Well, won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Won't you come home? Come home the whole night long. I'll do the cooking, honey. I'll pay the rent. I know I done you wrong. Yeah, remember that rainy evening I threw you out with nothing but a fire-tooth comb. Yeah, I know I'm to blame. Well, ain't it a shame? Bill Bailey, won't you please come home?
Hey, you think that 1920 song, Bill Bailey, Won't You Come Home, is not a rock and roll song? Any song's a rock and roll song. It just depends how you play it. Now, when you get to towards the end there, you hear the guy on the sax solo. The sax was the lead instrument when rock and roll started. In junior high school, I picked up the tenor sax and started playing because that was the lead instrument. This is her first album, although not with this cover. Her first album was in 1959, And this is the same record. This is a 1967 reissue on the Vocalion edition of Decca, and these are a lot easier to get. And I got this copy just, almost near mint, still in the shrink. I got it for $4. Okay, back when she was a kid, she was singing to old people, and they wanted to hear old songs. So we got St. Louis Blues, Ballin' a Jack, Rockabye Your Baby with a Dixie Melody, Toot Toot Tootsie Goodbye, A Good Man is Hard to Find, and that kind of stuff. Now, when I heard her sing when she was 9 years old, I only remember one song from that event, Alexander's Ragtime Band. Here's her next record, 1960, Brenda Lee, on Decca. Now, of course, you know what's on this record. I'm sorry. Sweet Nothings was also a big hit. Weep No More, My Baby. She had other hits, and she was quite successful up into the middle 60s or so before she kind of slowly moved towards country. She wasn't that young anymore. Of course, like always, I got to have a couple copies of all these to make sure I have a good copy.
See the girl with the red dress on. She can do the boogie all night long. All right, hey, hey. All right, pretty baby, tell me what I say. Well, I tell you, mama, I tell you, pa, they gonna send you back to Arkansas. All right, you don't do right. What I say, tell me what I say.
The Queen invited her to England in 1964. Of course, she had to do a few gigs while she was there to meet the Queen. Well, if you'll notice that guitar solo towards the end, and if you look a little bit behind the guy playing tenor saxophone, the lead instrument, you'll see a real young Jimmy Page on guitar. Now, we don't have any video, of course, but Mazzy likes to say about, is there a Beatle connection? In 1962, Brenda was performing at the Star Club in Hamburg, Germany, and the Beatles were her opening act. Wish we had some video of that. I'm going to show you the records real quick because I like to keep this fairly short. Also in 1960, she come out with another record after that first one. This one had a big hit, I Want to Be Wanted. Of course, got two copies of that. Probably her biggest record of all time, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, is usually the #1 Christmas song every year and is one of the biggest selling Christmas tunes ever. This was actually recorded before they released this on a record, so it had been on a 45 for several years before it started getting played for Christmas. And of course, you always need a backup. 1962, Sincerely, Brenda Lee. You got a sticky on her face there. After that, the versatile Brenda Lee, Willow Weep for Me, Love Letters, Don't Blame Me. They're trying to get her into that jazz vocal kind of thing, where she would later go to country. Here, Brenda Lee, Reflections in Blue. This didn't get critical reception. She was trying to do like what a lot of the other female singers had did, but when you're a little bitty gal and kind of a country gal, it's hard to break in with the girls doing this kind of stuff. Golden Years, Brenda Lee, 1966, her greatest hits. 1968, Comp, Let It Be Me. Let's do a little Beatles stuff there. Yeah, the Beatles opened for Brenda Lee. So that's the records.
1965 is kind of a special year for Brenda and me.
That's right. This is our 10th year in showbiz.
Yeah, here I am, 24 years old, and you're 20.
Just a couple of old showbiz veterans.
Yeah, sort of the Ted Lewis and the Sophie Tucker of the rock and roll age.
Yeah, but you know, the nice thing about being old is we can always reminisce.
Yeah, about the good old days, huh, Brenda?
Yeah.
Way back in the 1950s.
I hope you all been reminiscing with me. And see you all down the trail and keep 'em spinning.
Happy trails to you until we meet again.